Hi everyone, thank you so much for being here. Good morning. I'm recording this early morning. I always say I miss y'all because I feel like when I don't record, I'm not speaking to you guys. So I haven't been recording for the last couple of weeks, but a lot of changes, moving, packing, everything just been weighing on my mind. So I haven't recorded anything, but thank you for continuing to listen to other episodes. Thank you for checking out my profile. My impressions are going high. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, I appreciate it. Today is Monday, March 11th, as I'm recording this, and I woke up to just like a lot of ideas because I've been jotting down ideas to talk about different topics that I'm interested in. It's election year in the United States. There's a waging war in the DRC. There's the thing with there's a waging war in Israel, in Gaza. So there's a lot to talk about and everything. And I wake up and I have, news notification on my phone, a policy nerd and everything. So I have news notification on my phone and it's talking about Princess Catherine and the altercation of her Mother's Day post, and I'm like, what? What? Like, what is going on? Now, let me start off by saying I'm not a royal fan. I'm not into royal life like that. It's not something that I'm interested in. I don't care much. Like, I know of it because of history. I like history. I love learning things for the sake of learning things. But I'm not like, those fanatics and things like that. But I'm like, what? So I am, like I said, I'm a nerd. I'm a news nerd. I grew up watching the news every single day. When we were younger, living in Africa, there was only one TV in the gated community that we lived in, aka the refugee camp. So if we're gonna fancy it up and call it a gated community, but technically it is a gated community. So there was only one TV, and everyone would go to this hall. By hall for my American friend is like um, a stadium, but it's never like not like a stadium, but like a hall, like where you go to watch theater. But it was not shaped in a theater way, but we just call it a hall. We would go to this big space building with the one TV, and we all watched the news. Like, I watched the news. It was something that we did every 6:30. Everyone would go there. It was like everyone, all people who live in the refugee camp would go there to watch TV because there wasn't one TV in the entire refugee camp. So we watched the news. Like, I will learn about the world from that experience. And when people are watching the news, on commercial break, they will discuss. They will have, discussion, commentary. So as a kid, I think maybe that's what birthed my interest in international relations and politics. As a kid, like listening to different opinions, listening to different positionalities of where people were coming from, things and everything, I was like, oh, I was learning. I've never been disappointed in the news media until I moved to the United States. Because I am very, and I think maybe it's an African thing, or it's a very and it's weird because I grew up in America, but I still hold a lot of my old school upbringing to heart, because it's like, what is news and what is not news? To have major news agency focus on a picture is alarming. Like, I thought news was supposed to inform and educate about important issues. Why are children today knowing more about celebrities than they know about what's happening in Gaza? Why is it that in order to know what's going on in Mozambique, you have to be active on social media? Because the news channels do not tell you everything. It's been, since the Russian and Ukraine war started, I have not actively watched the news since then, because because as somebody who studied politics, I get depressed very quickly. I like things affect me very easily, and the other reason is because like I don't like it when the news I am getting is coming from a biased perspective. And I feel like that's a problem with Western news media, right? It's very biased. It's like if you're watching CNN, then you know that it's liberal leaning. If you're watching Fox, you know that it's conservative leaning. And I think because of the culture of having political commentary, and you know what, I don't want to jinx my chance because I would like to be I would like to comment on politics and stuff like that. But I think because we have political pundits and political commentary and stuff like that, there's a blurred line between the news and individual opinions, right? People will listen to different, like even my mother does that. Like she'll be like, "Oh wow, they said on Fox News that and I'm just like, but that was what a political pundit said. That's not the news. That she was giving her opinion. She took facts and twisted it to match what she wanted to express. That's not news. And I think one of the cultural shock with being from Africa and coming to watch the news in America is like, why do I have to know that the pictures are altered? Why is that a big deal? Everything's altered today. Everything. I've started to use filters for the first time because I joined TikTok. I've started using filters because I want to experiment with makeup because I'm not a makeup girl. And when I use the filters or with the makeup, I try to see what I would look like if I were to wear makeup every single day, right? So I started using filters with different makeup, with contour. Let me tell you something. You can ask my friends, they will tell you something. Cynthia is smart, she's beautiful, she's this, but she's not like, I'm a girly personality wise, but I don't like do things that is associated with girly people, right? Like if you meet me, yes, I'm very girly. I like to, like, I will buy an expensive purse. I'll buy high heels. I have more high heels than everything in my apartment and everything. I like to dress up and everything, but like the things that are associated with girly girls of like, oh, wearing makeup or doing this or doing that is like, no. Like, I do not care for it, So as I am entering my quote unquote presenting girly era, and I don't even know if I want to do that, to be honest. I think it's just something that I'm thinking about just to switch it up a little bit because, that's not really what people expect from me. So I started using filters to kind of see what I would look like in my daily life if I started to invest in makeup and stuff like that because child, I went to Sephora and I almost had a heart attack when they told me like a brush to like those makeup brushes would be like $45 for one brush, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? One thing about me is like I would spend money on stupid shit, like not stupid shit, but I would spend money on like traveling. I don't mind paying $3,000 for a weekend in New York, right? I don't mind that. Like I would do, like, my bouginess is for reasonable things. I am not buying a brush for $45, regardless of how much you like. Well, the microfiber. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I'm not, So, since I have decided to go out of my way, to go out of my natural instinct, to start, applying makeup and doing, the stupid stuff and everything with my face and everything, I use filters now. When I do videos on TikTok, I'm not on TikTok now because I'm taking like a 6-month detox on all social media, but yeah, that's why I use filters. I use filter for that because I want to see what I would look like if I start, putting makeup on myself and doing the whole contour and wasting 2 hours of my life putting on makeup like my friends do and everything. Right? That's the only reason why I started using makeup. But everything now is filters. Everything. People want to experiment with stuff. People like I saw that there's an AI software where you can ask it to take a business photo for you, like a business like a business picture for your, for your profile and everything. And I'm just like, wow, look at how people are losing jobs, right? So because of this software, you don't even have to go to a photographer to take a professional pictures of yourself, right? People are losing jobs and everything. And I sound like an old dinosaur, right? Which is which is how I feel basically most of the time. But yeah, so why is big news outlets making this a story? Since when is that news? Since when is that worth me waking up to getting a notification for that? Since when? And I don't care that it is and it's not even the fact that, oh, it's because, I'm not really into realty. Like, I feel that way about everything. I remember there was, we were watching the news. There was an important story. I can't remember what it was, but I remember, like, the news story being cut in order to show how, I remember it was a time where Justin Bieber got, like, arrested in Florida for throwing eggs, when he was going through his tantrum and all that. I'm like, so you cut a vital, important story to tell us what Justin Bieber is doing? Like, how is Justin Bieber more important than the story that, like, how as a news agency, you think that what Justin is doing is more important than us being informed about issues that matter, that has real impact on people? Why would you think that that's okay? I can say this with all honesty. I have never watched The Kardashian. I have never watched the show. I don't even follow celebrities on my Instagram like that. I don't. Because I'm just like, listen, I can appreciate your work, but I don't want to know anything that you do. I don't want to be influenced by anything that you do. Like, and maybe again, I am an old dinosaur, and I think it comes from also me being raised African. It's like, people who influence me are like, when I listen to story of like started from the bottom, now we up, right? Those type of stories. Or when I listen, like Malala Yousafzai, that girl is younger than me, but that girl inspires me. Stories like that, people like that inspires me. I'm not like, I don't even, and I can't even put this into word at how ridiculous. Like, I only started getting interested in Kim Kardashian when she started doing, when she started helping prisoners get out of prison. That's when I started becoming interested in what she does or what she says. There's nothing about her aesthetic. There's nothing about her like business. Like, the only thing I admire from the Kardashian is just how they were able to turn a toad into riches. Like, that shit is impressive, right? Because, us, like, my side of the track was taught to go to school, to, to not, do porn or even watch porn. And, so the fact that they've been able to turn around the narrative, I'm impressed by that. Like, okay, I applaud that. But besides that, there's nothing. I've never bought a lip liner from Kylie. Never. Like, for what? And I think that is a problem that the news media has. And that is why it was easy for Trump to talk about fake news. It was easy for Trump to weaponize, to tell people that the news is fake, because the news media made themselves susceptible to be questioned when they're not supposed to be. It was easy to um discredit the news media because they have been discrediting themselves for so long. In a world where everything's altered and there's filters and people are playing with AI and everything, this is what makes a news agency be like, oh, we're going to pull the picture away. Really? And I hate how the news media placate to social media, because social media is like what? Like anyone can have a social media. Anybody. Any dumb person can have a social media and spew their opinion on social media. That doesn't mean you have to listen to it. That doesn't mean, like, people are like, oh, where is kid? Where's kid? The woman has surgery and they told your stupid asses that she's going to be back, I don't know, in April or May or stuff like that. Why does that have to start conspiracy theory? Why, as a news agency, you have to address it, giving it more legs, legitimizing it? And you knowing that people were having conspiracy theory and deciding to kind of like be like, oh yeah, the picture is fake. You are legitimizing those conspiracy theories. You are putting people's lives at risk. You're putting people's family at risk because you, as an institution, have legitimized the stupidity of people. That is why, as an institution, you are losing credibility. You are susceptible to lose credibility. A lot of people are not informed, and instead of finding ways to inform people, you are finding ways to legitimize people's stupidity. And I get it, right? I get it, because you're like, oh yeah, people don't pay attention to the news. Like, old dinosaurs like me are the only one that watch the news and care about what's going on around the world and stuff like that. But a way to get people to watch more the news is not by legitimizing them. Is by showing them why you are legitimate. By you legitimizing them, you are devaluing yourself. You are devaluing yourself, and that's why it's easy to say fake news. It's easy to discredit anything you say, even when you're saying stuff that are correct. Am I the only person who feels this way about the news and the news media and celebrity culture? Because I'm just like, unless a celebrity committed a murder, unless they're talking about the charitable work, they're talking about money that they're sending to, I don't know, Palestine. Like, why do I have to know that Tiffany Haddish is going to Israel and it's on the news? Why? Like, why? Leave that for us people who are just commentary on everyday life, because we are not a not legitimate, but we are not an institutional organization that is supposed to be based on informing people about what's going on in the world. I'm not an institution yet. I'm an individual. I record stuff on my phone. Do better, y'all. Just do better. Like, I just want to go on that rant because that frustrates me. That honestly frustrates me, because I'm just like, a lot of things that go on in the world are not reported by the news media. A lot of things that goes on in the world are not reported. A lot of people are misinformed by, we're misinformed on immigration, foreign aid, NATO. We're misinformed by a lot of stuff. And then you wonder why people go voting and they don't vote their best interests, because they're misinformed. We are creating a dumb society, a misinformed society, and then you wonder why the world is going to hell. Y'all, that's all I got. That's all I got for this first recording. But thank you for listening. The next episodes are gonna be interesting because I just have a lot of, because again, like I said, it's election year. There's a lot of stuff going on and everything, and yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot of commentary in the next couple of weeks. Please stay tuned. I never say this, but follow the series, follow the episode, check out my blog, my travel blog if you like to travel. I also have a travel blog. It's called See the World, CYTHE world.com. But yeah, we'll talk later. I'm back, y'all. Bye.